Hello and welcome to this video on split-second unlearning theory. Now this is a groundbreaking theory proposed by Hudson and Johnson that gives us a real model about why trauma is so challenging and how we can move past it. So Hudson and Johnson start out by showing us how stress is the thing that underpins all of our psychological and physiological issues that we have in society today. And they are building on years and years of research that shows the impact that stress has on the human body. Now, they propose that when we have a traumatic experience, in that split second where we have the experience, the mind takes a snapshot of what's happening and creates what's known as an emotional memory image. And this emotional memory image, this snapshot of the trauma, then continues to get triggered and replayed through daily living. In the way that whenever we're in a similar environment or a similar context, or whenever we're around someone who our mind can link back to that traumatic experience, the emotional memory image flashes up in the mind's eye of the individual, which then again triggers the stress response, which leads to the adrenaline and the cortisol flooding through the system and the individual having the same type of fight, flight, or freeze response as they did in the original event. And what their model proposes is that through the repeated triggering of those emotional memory images, the ongoing and chronic impact of that stress response then leads to many of the mental and physical health issues that we have today. Behavioural theory shows us that our mind can link an experience with either a reward or a pain. So our mind is able to link certain experiences so we learn a response. And this learning can take place in a fraction of a second, hence the name split-second unlearning. So when an individual has this traumatic experience, their mind stores an emotional memory image about the event, and in that moment learns the response to that particular stimuli. So whenever incoming sensory data from the world matches that emotional memory image, the stress response gets triggered, which leads to a number of different health issues. What split-second learning theory also shows us is that when we can help an individual to access, to clear, or to neutralize the emotional memory image from the original event, this allows the chemistry and all of the feelings and hormones from that event to begin to dissipate and melt away, thus leaving the individual free to be themselves again and to get back to doing what they love doing. One other interesting point that they propose happens is that when the emotional memory image is present and it gets re-triggered, this causes the amygdala to get highly engaged, which leads to a change in blood flow in the brain. So essentially more blood goes to the emotional centers and less goes to the logical or rational centers, which effectively traps us in this cycle of stress response, stress response, stress response, and makes it difficult to get out of. This is so groundbreaking because it allows us to know that when we can access and neutralize those emotional memory images, that is a really powerful way to reduce or even resolve the impact of painful or traumatic memories. Thank you.